Manchester United have just drawn 3-3 with Galatasaray away from home in the second to last game in the Champions League. And I'm just going to say this, that was one of the most mental games of football I have ever seen. Galatasaray play, I think they had 6 attacking players the whole time. Every time we had the ball, it would go literally end to end every single time. I mean, that was mental. It genuinely was probably one of the craziest games of football I've watched in a very, very long time. I'm so used to, in the Premier League, pragmatic park the bus football when we play against the team. We had so much space, we had so much opportunity. The fact that we were leading 2-0 and still didn't manage to win that game, the fact that it went to 3-1 and we still didn't manage to win that game, I mean, it was, I don't know what to say. I will say this though, right? The only player I can genuinely blame out of any of them is Onana. Onana was absolutely terrible. All 3 of those goals were Onana's fault. 100% the first 2. The third one was maybe a little bit more of a difficult save, but it was definitely Onana's fault at the same time. It was an absolute shambles, to be honest with you. We had 17 shots in that match. Like, it was absolutely crazy. We definitely should have won that game 100%. We should have won Galatasaray at home. We should have beat Copenhagen at home. Onana cost us in the... he cost us in against the Bayern Munich as well. If we don't qualify for the next round, the only person you can really blame is Onana, really. Let's be honest, because I genuinely think all of the other players played pretty well. I think Bruno Fernandes had a good game. What's he called? Garnacho had a good game. Mainu looked solid when he came on. Maguire and Lindelof were okay. Like, they weren't at fault for either of those games, either of those goals. It was clearly all on the goalkeeper. Like, what is he playing at? He has been quite good the last couple of games, but he's just gone straight back to his usual terrible self. And I don't know what we do with it, to be honest with you. It's really, really frustrating. Yeah, really, really frustrating. Like, we are technically still in the Champions League, so let's try and stay a little bit positive. I don't think we played badly. I can see people in the chat saying it's Bruno's fault for giving away a free kick. If you actually look at the passage of play before Bruno gave away that free kick, right? McTominay plays an absolutely terrible pass. They get the ball in counter-attack, and Bruno runs back the whole length of the pitch to make that tackle. So I'm not going to sit here and blame Bruno Fernandes because he had the, he wanted to make some effort. Like, that's not going to happen. Now, we can still qualify. Obviously, Copenhagen play Bayern Munich this evening away from home. I imagine Bayern Munich will beat Copenhagen comfortably. That would leave us on 4 points, Copenhagen on 4 points, Galatasaray on 5, and Bayern on 12. So we would have to beat Bayern Munich, and Galatasaray would have to not win against Copenhagen in the last game of the tournament, and it could then go down to goal difference because obviously it depends on. Ideally, we want Galatasaray and Copenhagen to draw in the last game. If that happens and we beat Bayern Munich, we go through. Will that happen? I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they draw. It's just whether we can beat Bayern Munich. The thing we do have to consider, though, right, is obviously Bayern Munich have already qualified, so you would imagine they will probably play a lesser side, but is their lesser side still going to be able to give Manchester United a game? I would imagine so. Like, I would imagine their B team will probably be able to give us a good game. So, for us to say, oh, they're going to play their B team, that doesn't mean we immediately win. Let's have a look. Richie says Onana and Amrabat were diabolical. I would agree with you on both of them, mate. I would, yeah. I think Onana was absolutely terrible. Amrabat, he didn't really impress me again, to be honest, in any way. What else we got? Romano says Anthony was great. Yeah, mate, Anthony did a really good job tonight. So big ups to Anthony. He was really, really impressive. Bruno was good. Martial, I mean, we should have won that game. There was 2 or 3 opportunities in the last 5 or 6 minutes where we should have won. On another day, they would have gone in. Bruno hits the post. Pellistri had a chance from about 5 yards away and didn't seem to be able to score. Like, we should have won that game. We should have. Flippin' Football says, last 10 minutes it felt like Dallo was playing right mid. Yeah, I mean, it was just all out attack. All out attack. People trying to say this is Erik ten Hag's fault. Like, how is that in any way Erik ten Hag's fault? We were the better team. We should have won that game comfortably. They scored 3 very dodgy goals that were all Onana's fault. All 3 of them were Onana's fault. He should not be letting in those types of goals. He shouldn't. It's embarrassing. It really, really is. I don't really know what to say. Like, it was an absolutely mad game of football. Absolutely crazy. Like, yeah, obviously it's frustrating. Obviously, I would have much rather us come away from a win there. But I think we played well. So I'm not going to sit here and criticise individuals because I don't think anybody played particularly badly. I think when Kobe Mainu came on, he looked solid. Yeah, it was a mad match. I will say this though, like the people who came off the bench, apart from Kobe Mainoo, didn't really make any impact. Martial didn't make an impact. Pilistri, when he came on, he had 2 shots when he should have passed it and had an opportunity from about 5 yards and didn't go in. But that was genuinely one of the craziest games of football I've ever seen. It felt like it was stressful. It was end to end, constantly attacking football on both ends of the pitch. Was it enjoyable? Somewhat. I think, if we didn't need to win it, then maybe it wouldn't have been as stressful, but we needed to win that game, really. Like, we are technically still in the group. We can technically still qualify. Will we? I don't know. Obviously, we need to wait and see what happens in the game later this evening. If Copenhagen beats Bayern Munich, then we're out. Is that going to happen? I would be absolutely shocked if Copenhagen beat Bayern Munich, but anything can happen in football, can't it? So we'll obviously keep a close eye on what happens with the game this evening against Bayern Munich and Copenhagen. Then obviously we have the next game is in about 2 or 3 weeks. We play in Bayern Munich on the 12th of December. So we've got about 12 days to try and get our stress levels back down. We've just got to pray that in that final game, Galatasary and Copenhagen draw, and we can somehow get a win against Bayern Munich. Could it happen? Yeah, of course it can happen. Crazy things happen in football. That was genuinely one of the most mental games of football I've ever seen. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Ranjit says Mainoo was our best midfielder. I would agree with you there. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. I'm going to go and try and relax a bit now. Have a lovely evening, everyone, and I will speak to you in the morning. Let me know in the comment section who your man of the match was. Let me know what you think we should do with Onana, and let me know what you thought of Kobe Mainoo's performance. Big ups to everybody. Try and switch off from football now, and I'll speak to you all later. Nice one.